So hello there and welcome to Chow Time. I am your host and chef Spike Spencer, and again I have no idea why I'm speaking this way. Okay. Anyway, good morning. This is my first shoot of the day. And I'm going to be making 3-minute eggs for you guys today. So we're going to talk a little bit about eggs. Right now, at this current time, there's a big hubbub in the world about eggs and chickens being euthanized because of avian flu or all kinds of stuff. But anyway, the price of eggs are supposedly high. I have my own chickens, so. I know. Homesteading. Ta-da! Anyway. 3-minute eggs, what does that mean? Well, 3-minute eggs are also known as soft-boiled eggs. Now, soft-boiled eggs have, there's a really wide range for soft-boiled eggs, and that really comes down to your preference. So 3-minute eggs are very runny. The whites are cooked, but the way we're going to serve them is in an egg cup. Now, this is something that Westerners don't really know that much. In Europe, it's been around for a long time, but you don't see it very often. And I don't think I've ever seen it on an actual Western menu here in the United States. I was actually introduced to 3-minute eggs by a beautiful Norwegian girl that I was dating at the time. Oh, I was head over frickin' heels. But that was a long time ago, probably 80, 89? Gosh, I know. Gen X, baby. So I fell in love with her and the eggs. So the eggs, I've always remembered, I was like, wow, what was it that made these eggs so great? And a couple of things. One was the fact that, I was dating her and I was at her house and her mom was an excellent cook. Oh man, I still remember the food. Crazy good. But the 3-minute eggs, I was like, what the hell is that? Oh, that's why she left me. Because I was like that. And I was like, wow, I've never had this before. This is so amazing to me. And something that you'll hear in, I think, in the UK, you'll hear Eggy Soldiers. Because the 3-minute eggs are usually served with toast. Toast, which, hey, let's get some toast started right now. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit that toast there, boom. It's toasting. I'm going to do a lot with that toaster oven today because my big oven is loud as fuck. So I am just going to try to play with that a little more today. So when I travel, this is one of my crazy little quirks. I always get a couple of things. I get coffee mugs. This was from the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Thank you. And I get egg cups. I don't have a whole lot of them, and I busted a few over the years, but I have, for example, these also came from the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Aren't they cool? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see. Can you see that? That's really nice. It's pretty. And then I got these little guys from Ireland. Hey, that's why I'm wearing my Ireland shirt. I've played a few leprechauns in my day. So little Ireland cups. Isn't that nice? And then, of course, my favorite from Scotland. Aye. Aren't these awesome? I love them. These are from Scotland, as you can obviously tell. They're this one's a little shallow, so it's a little iffy, but I'm going to serve them up in I've got my Ireland shirt. I'll serve them in Ireland cups today. So what we're going to do with the 3-minute eggs is you want to have your eggs, you want them to be room temperature. Now, something about eggs that come straight from the chickens, we don't pasteurize eggs. Like in Europe, they don't pasteurize the eggs. They clean them up a little bit with a brush to make sure that they look nice and everything, but they don't wash them per se because there is what is it called? I forgot what it's called. There's a protective coating that naturally comes from the chickens. And they can keep at room temperature. So you'll see in the UK, they're all at room temperature. And that's the way we do it here. But sometimes there's some schmutz on those eggs, so I have to wash them up a little bit. And then we just use those like the next day. But so most of our eggs are always at room temperature anyway. Because, why do I say that? If you take cold eggs out of the fridge and you put them in hot boiling water, What do you think is going to happen? Yeah. So that is like if you've ever had cold glass and put it in hot water. What do you think is going to happen? Ask me how I know. I went to college. How are we so stupid in college? Anyway, 3-minute eggs. So I'm getting my water to boil. You want to have a good amount of water to boil so that you can submerge your eggs in that water. And this is as high as it'll go, and it's still not boiling fast enough for me. We can just sit here and look at each other for a little while that boils. Now, let's not do that. Let me talk about the next cool component of this. It is the sprinkling. Now, what I do is, so I have my eggs on the plate, and I'll put the eggs on the plate like this, and I'll put the toast on the side, and I'll have here, I will have some salt. Let's see. I used to have this great little grinder that I would do the salt. I'd put it down like, well, let me see, like I have a grinder like this. By the way, this is my favorite pepper grinder I've ever had in my life. I got this at a restaurant in Fredericksburg, Texas, in the kind of the wine region of Texas, and we were eating this wonderful meal, and it was really, really good. And the guy came out here with this, and he just said, "Oh, you want some pepper?" I said, "Sure." He went, and it just went, poof. Oh, my foodie heart melted. It grew 3 sizes that day, actually. This thing, it just goes. So this is so much better than any other grinder I've ever had. It's like $50, so, you know, it better do what it says. So I put it down on the plate, and I give it a couple of grinds. Boom. That's a lot of pepper. I should have given it like 2 grinds. But now I've got, as you can see here, okay, let me show you up there. Okay, so it's just, this is a decorative thing that I would do, and then I would put my salt in the middle of that, try to make it look nice. Normally I wouldn't use so much pepper, but, you know, I just did, so there's that. Hope you like pepper. There, so I have salt and pepper, so I put the salt in the middle like that. Then, so the water is boiling. It's a rapid boil. Let me just tell you that. It's a rapid boil. Let's go with that. I'm going to use a strainer like this. I'm going to pop it in here, nice and slow. Don't just drop them in or you're going to crack those eggs. You don't want that. So they're in. Now, if you hear them rattling around a little bit too much, then that means you're too high. Too high. I'm turning it down. Turn it down a little bit. Let's hit 3 minutes. Go. It's on. 3 minutes to go. All right. So what I like to do is take a little garlic powder. Just a hint. I put it right on top of that. Oop, that's it. Just a little bit. And that gives that little depth of flavor to it. That is really nice. It's really nice. I don't think you like it very much. The other thing is, now I was talking about pepper. Black pepper is what we know. Very floral, get a little spice to it. It's on every table, right? In the UK and Australia, you'll find a lot more white pepper. And the white pepper has a deeper umami flavor and a heat that kind of sneaks up on you. But that flavor, that depth of flavor of white pepper, I think is one of the reasons why I loved this dish when I learned it. Because we would sprinkle stuff on top, and I think there was white pepper. Because it just has a depth of flavor that you really can't find elsewhere. I can't really explain it. It's nice, but if you have kids or people who don't like spice, that spice will kind of sneak up on you. So be careful about how much white pepper you use. Just because it's lighter doesn't mean it's not hot. So just know that. So these are rolling, and they're making a little noise. We'll turn that down a little bit more. And in 3 minutes, we take those out, and we're just going to pop them right in here. So we have our toast. It's coming out. See how all the components are coming together? It's just perfect, isn't it? It's wonderful. All right. I am going to cut the toast into strips. There we go. Nice light strips. And you can vary this thickness of the strips however you want due to how much you like them. I do it like this, like about that. You know, pretty good. Just good for dippity-doo. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so spoons. You'll need a spoon to clip the top off. Now, you've probably seen somewhere these little scissors that you can clip the top off the egg with. I've never had luck with those. You hit that and you just crush the whole thing. Oop. Timer is off. These are done. Turn them off. Get them out. Get them out, boys. Get them out. So 3 minutes is going to be, as I said, quite runny. That's the way I like them. If you don't like them quite that runny, leave them in for 4. And experiment with it however you want to do it. You can leave them for 4, 5, 6, whatever. Eventually they're going to become hard-boiled. And then you're not going to have soft 3-minute eggs at all. And then you're just going to have eggs. And which has nothing to do with this recipe at all. Because that's not what this recipe is. This recipe is 3-minute eggs or soft boiled. All right, so this is what we've got. We're looking at a really nice situation here. We've got, let's see. All right, we've got our eggs in our cups. We've got our Eggy Soldiers, as they call them, for dipping. And we have the spices to sprinkle on top. Now, here comes the moment. You have to crack the top to get the spoon in, right? So what I like to do is kind of come in at an angle and hit it just a little bit. Or sometimes just tap the top. I tap the top a little bit, give it a hit, and go around the side. There we go. And we're going to take a little bit off the top there. And you want to press the spoon under the shell while you're pressing the shell onto the spoon. That way it comes off without crushing or crashing in to the egg. And so this is very similar whenever I showed you how to take the skin off of hard-boiled eggs with the spoon this way. But I'm doing it the backwards way for this because I'm just taking the tip off here. Oh, that's hot. And as I go around, it gets wider and wider because what's going to happen is I'm going to take this top off and take it all off. I'm going to take the top off and that will reveal all of the yolk underneath, which is yummy, golden, delicious, fabulous. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to come into the side. If I find a little divot, like right there, I will go in there, lifting up, taking the top right off. See, top is off. Flip that over, put that on the side, and I sprinkle that with a little do-do-do-do-do. And I just go, good morning. Yes. Yeah. Now, if I take this spoon and dip it straight down in, it's going to go all over the place. So if you can see, make sure you get a really good shot of that. So you see how it's all around here. It's still sealed, so there's no yolk all over the place. So I can do a couple of things. One, if I don't care, great, dunk it in. Or take an Eggy Soldier, just dunk it in because it's got a nice little poker there. That's a possibility too. But it's all going to push out on the side if I do that. So I'll take the tip of a knife and just a little bit. Boop. Never do that at home. I'm a trained professional. Now I have opened the top of that, but the chances are you're going to have some runny stuff on the side, whether you like it or not. So we're going to dip it in. Dippity-doo, check this out. So we dip it in, give it a little spin there, boop. Now we get a bite. Then, a little sprinkle. Now, when you go through, you're going to have salt, pepper, garlic, egg. There you go. And just keep on going until it's all gone. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that 3-minute eggs, soft-boiled egg, as I said, if you want a little bit more, and this is too runny for you, then let it go for about 4 minutes. And just kind of play with that. Do it 4 minutes and 5 minutes, wherever you like it. This is great. This is kid-tested, kid-approved. My kids have been asking for this ever since I made it for them. Gosh, a couple of years ago, I made this for Decky in Australia. And he's just like, I want 3-minute eggs. I want 3-minute eggs. And of course, I gave him Colton, and he's 3 now. And he took this and went, bam, 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 bam. So there was egg everywhere. It was a monstrosity. But it was fun. It was a wonderful moment for the family. Everything was great. All right, that's it. 3-minute eggs. Hope you like it. Hope you love it. Hope you do it very, very soon for your breakfast. And this is chow time. Be sure and watch the next video. I've got plenty of videos for you to watch. And thank you so much for coming. And I will see you next time live from my kitchen. Take care. It's chow time. Let's eat.